Ken Dunn is a pioneer in sustainability. He's devoted his life to creating urban farms, recycling programs, and making the most out of our waste.
There actually is no such thing as waste.
Oh, sorry.
Nature doesn't waste, and humans, as part of nature, shouldn't either. We're at City Farm in Inglewood here in the city of Chicago, and this is a nearly 2-acre farm built on a former vacant lot. We produce here vegetables to sell to high-end restaurants and at farm stands right here. The thinking behind an urban agriculture site like this, you start with what's abundant, what resources you have in a community. You've got a lot of vacant land, got a lot of unemployed people. On each acre we produce 5 full-time jobs at family-raising wages. Part of the reason we're able to pay family wages is on every acre we generate about $160,000 of value. Our economy has been a device to take value from one place and deposit it somewhere else. And we're standing in a community that's been siphoned dry. This community of a square mile used to have 90,000 inhabitants. There's about 15,000 now. It used to be fully bustling with businesses and housing and jobs, and right now 50% of the land is vacant. Over 50% of the local population is out of work and unemployed. Once you recognize that our dominant economy has not worked for the quality of life of all people, you start looking for alternatives. Chicago's an industrial city, and there's no soil that we should be comfortable growing our own food in.
Where do you get all this compost? Where does this come from?
So it's food waste from the restaurants we sell our product to. But actually what we've got here is a very good imitation with what the prairie in this part of the United States used to look like. We used to have 2 feet deep of rich, high organic matter growing material, soil, and we've brought in 2 feet deep of compost, which has the same characteristics. So we've got a load of food waste to collect. Let's get in this truck. Okay. Our first stop will probably be 18th Street, a food store there. I thought, now that would be a significant PhD if I could demonstrate a mechanism of taking what most people consider deficits or liabilities in a community, like vacant land, trash, paper, cans and bottles, and the unemployed population. These suspected liabilities, could one creatively arrange them so as to become an asset? So I crafted an experiment one Saturday. I borrowed a van from a friend and put in 8 55-gallon drums and just drove up in front of this group that was drinking in front of the liquor store and said, hey guys, I have an idea. Let's pick up the glass in this lot and put them in the barrels sorted by color. I'll take them out to the glass plant, sell them, and be back an hour later. So within an hour, all the bottles were picked up from the vacant lot. The barrels were full of sorted glass. So I took it down to the glass plant, which was then named Ball Glass, and sold it, and came back to split up the money. I got probably nearly $30 for the glass. It was about $2.75 for each of us. So I was quite pleased with myself and was kind of eager to get back to my desk and write up this little project. But as I was walking back to the van, one of the men said, hey man, where do we work tomorrow? And I recognized that my own action had been similar to many things that had impoverished the community. I turned around to say, no, you don't understand, I'm an academic, this is going to be part of my thesis. Instead, I could only say, I'm not sure, but I'll be back within a week or two. So I came back with a map of the neighborhood that I had mimeographed off. I would have a truck and a scale and cash, and they could bring cans, bottles, and papers to the truck, and I would pay the value. And so that was the beginning of the first recycling program, cleaning up Woodlawn by paying people for the trash they found in vacant lots.
That's great. Yeah.
This is our first stop of food waste. I'll get back to the development of the recycling program in a minute. Malfunction. And someone put their recycling in it.
Does that happen a lot?
No. Well, this is recycling only, so. I think there's very few people can say that they enjoy every minute of their work, because I try to have every minute spent on the thing I care about most, which is moving towards sustainability and involving more people in doing that. We who are alive today have a responsibility that humanity has never had before. There's never been such clear evidence that we're in the wrong direction, both our economy and political structures, as well as our consumption habits. We ought to all focus on what we can do in the short time. We don't have 10 or 20 years to turn this around. What can we do in the short time to put humanity on the right track? Civilization used to be always very attentive to resources and seeing that they were well utilized. And so we can get back to where we used to be, recognizing that past generations have wisdom that we... So we just have a program of education of the population to get back to being resourceful again.
You said you're wasting your time. Do you feel like you are?
Yeah. I don't think so, but this is the only way we're going to get there, is trying to articulate a new philosophy of being more responsible.
Thanks, Ken. Up next, we found another group of people in Chicago who are finding innovative ways to be self-sufficient. I said that all by myself. That's pretty self-sufficient, don't you think, guys? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, you guys did kind of help me say it.
I turned on the camera.
Right.